It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the world of learning new concepts and current trends, so let's start. You ever wonder if there's like a secret formula for learning something new? For just getting it? Well, today we're going to try and crack the code on mastery. And you're not going to believe where we're going to find it. Hidden in plain sight. In the syllabus for a university databases course. Yeah, seriously. So, to get a sense of why mastering this kind of stuff is so important, just think about this quote. Data is the new oil. And, that's not just some buzzword people throw around. It's literally the fuel that makes our modern world run. And if that wasn't clear enough, Jeff Weiner, the guy who used to run LinkedIn, he put it even more simply. He said, data really powers everything that we do. So, okay, the stakes are super high. But here's the thing, this isn't really about data. It could be about anything, right? Learning the code, trying to pick up a new language, even mastering an instrument. The principles are the same. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. If all this is so important, how in the world do you actually learn it? Well, that's what we're here to do. We're going to find the answer by basically taking apart the structure of this university course. All right, so think of this as our case study. We're going to peel back the curtain on day one of a databases course. I know, it sounds super specific, but trust me, the secret isn't in all the technical jargon. It's actually hidden in the boring stuff, the administrative details. And that's where we'll find a pattern for learning, well, pretty much anything. And hey, don't worry, you absolutely do not need to care about databases for this to make sense. The subject is it's the example, right? It's the vehicle we're using. The real lesson here, the thing we're actually hunting for, is the process. It's this universal framework that's hiding right there in front of us. Okay, so the course intro, it lays out the whole structure for the students. But if you kind of squint and look past all the academic speak, you find something really cool. I like to call it the learner's toolkit. It's basically 3 core things you need for any learning journey to actually work. So let's do a quick translation, right? What they call the module guide, we're going to call the blueprint. What they call assessments, those are your milestones. And the digital library, that's your knowledge vault. See what we did there? We just took a kind of boring syllabus and turned it into an actual action plan. All right, let's break these down. First up, the blueprint. For the students, it's that module guide. But for you, for whatever goal you have, this is your roadmap, your complete A to Z plan. It literally tells you what success looks like. Those are the learning outcomes. And it points you to exactly what you need to be focusing on. I mean, think about it. No great project ever gets off the ground without a plan, right? Next, every good blueprint needs milestones. The course calls them assessments, but just think of them as checkpoints along your route. These are the key dates, the big tasks that force you to stop and actually measure your progress. They keep you accountable, right? They're what turns some vague idea like, I want to learn this, into a series of real, concrete steps. And last but not least, every single journey needs fuel. This is the knowledge vault. For these university students, it's their digital library. For you, it could be anything. A collection of books, articles, YouTube tutorials, whatever tools you need to get the job done. I mean, you can't build anything without the right materials, can you? And this is what it looks like in practice. Every learning journey, I don't care if it's in a fancy university or you're just tinkering in your garage, it needs a library. It needs that go-to collection of resources. But of course, just having a library of stuff isn't enough. You need the key to get in. You gotta take that first step. You have to actually sign up, log in, crack open the book. You have to grant yourself access. And when you do, this is the payoff. Boom, the vault is open. And inside is this whole universe of knowledge just sitting there waiting for you. Okay, so let's bring this all home. We've taken apart the course, we found this amazing little toolkit inside, and now we can see how this simple framework really is a blueprint for mastery. So the real takeaway here is this. It just doesn't matter what you're trying to learn. The path to getting good at it always requires these 3 things. You need a clear blueprint so you know where you're going, you need milestones to keep you honest and on track, and you need a vault of knowledge to pull from. That's it. That's the hidden curriculum in pretty much any successful learning program out there. So we've pulled back the curtain. We've shown you the simple, repeatable system. And the thing is, the university didn't invent this stuff. They just packaged it really well. So the question for you isn't, how do I learn anymore? You've got the blueprint now. The only question left is, what are you going to master next?